Hello there people and comic book fans alike. Welcome to a brand spanking new year, and during the Christmas period, Forever Evil issue 4 came out. Now I took a little kind of sort of break from reviewing stuff around that time, but now back into the reviewing stages. Let's get crack on, because as you know, we're halfway through the DC event here. Forever Evil issue 4 brings up a lot of interesting things and is moving along at a very steady pace, and pieces are starting to come together really well. For instance, Batman shows Catwoman the Batcave, and the reason to why they're there, because they are to pick up certain items. What items are there to pick up? Well, the only thing that Batman thinks could, benefit them against the Crime Syndicate. Meanwhile, however, is Lex Luthor and his gang are starting to come quite together. They're off to they're off to the Wayne Enterprise to collect certain items to help them on their crusade against the Crime Syndicate. And this is actually real sort of good around this sort of period, because we get to understand a lot of the character as well. Because I always find it interesting that these are the bad guys, but they're bad guys with intentions, with good intentions most of the time, which is pretty good, and it's why they're probably slated like that. Really kind of awesome. And while all of this, we get to understand a lot of what's going on with the Crime Syndicate. Little bits and pieces are starting to fold, quite together. Hints are starting to come, together, and there seems to be something mysterious with the hooded guy. Clearly he's working with one of the Crime Syndicate, which is interesting. And this issue is the main villain of this whole issue was Power Ring, and with that, you actually get to see what Power Ring, is really like. He's really the complete opposite of Hal Jordan, and a best way to look for us is to look at the Justice League issue 25 or 26, I think it is. They kind of explain a bit more of his origin sort of there, but let's get back to kind of with this. And all I will say is the last couple of pages were jaw-dropping good, and I just cannot wait for the next issue to come out so I can start reading it. So, as you probably have guessed, I probably say everyone behind this issue is doing a fantastic job. This has definitely been DC's best sort of event sort of title that they've been doing since the New 52. But there is one big complaint I have, and I don't know whether or not if this is all going to be with the next last 3 remaining issues. But the last 2 issues they've always had the Justice League issue kind of combined into it. So it's you've had to have read that issue in order to understand what's going on right now in the Forever Evil time, which is fair enough because Justice League is a main title, and it fits kind of well for this, but it is quite distracting. If you're only one of those people that's just slowly buying the Forever issue comic, then it can be quite distracting and a bit misleading, because you're wondering, when did this happen, why did this take place? And so you start buying those back issues just to understand what's going on. The only big criticism that I will give, however, but other than that, this is a fantastic issue and a fantastic series. And with that, I will give Forever Evil issue 4 a 4 out of 5. Like I say, this is a fantastic issue, the best comic event that I've read in a long time. But with the fact that you still kind of need to buy the Justice League title to get kind of a bit of backstory for a couple of things, yeah, that's quite essential. But there's nothing wrong with that, because those issues are really good. But if you're only collecting this issue, then I can understand why. But for you people out there, what do you think of this? Do you think this is a really good DC event, or an event entirely, or do you think this is downright awful? Let me know. Seems pretty good. And if you have any more wee time, you can either like or subscribe to the video. Helps out a little much. Trying to aim for a nice wee goal of 100 subscribers at one point would be a nice wee goal to reach. Without further ado, hope you liked the video. Stay tuned for more in the near future, and see you guys later.